Mm. Hey Lucas, how you doing?
Hey, good morning. It's
Good morning.
all good. Oh, sorry, the microphone is a bit far from me.
Mhm.
Is it better now? Should be.
Yep, it's better now.
Yeah, cool. I sometimes forget this thing now. I
Mm.
invested a bit on it, and sometimes I leave it on the other end of the desk,
Mm-hmm.
so it ends
Yep.
up putting out quite a bad sound anyway.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we have Cardano Oxford joining. Left. Probably Lucy. No?
Mm-hmm. Yep, that should be Lucy.
So I'm putting together some notes on what we can do, getting them from our Discord.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure we're going to be able to cover everything, but I'll just improvise. So,
Yes, Lucas,
yeah.
can I ask where can I find the Miro board? Because somehow I can't seem to find it this time around. Is
Okay,
it in the
okay,
link
okay.
tree?
No, it's not on the link tree
Okay.
because I was avoiding to expose it too much. But I
Mm-hmm.
realized that I can do that because this link that I'm dropping on the chat right now,
Mm-hmm.
unless you're already on the board, you cannot edit it. So I'm going to put this one on the link tree for reference,
Okay,
and only when we invite people can they edit.
got it. Thank you.
Okay. So hello, Lucy. Welcome. So let me just make a note of that about publishing the Miro board on my endless text files and notes of things to do. Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen. Do you know about Nishan? Do you know if he's coming at all?
No, we're not sure,
Okay.
but we should see him at one of the events later. So I guess we can just check with him.
Yeah, because last week I confused him and
Mm-hmm.
we missed him.
Mm.
So I'm not very proud of that. Sorry. So I'm just reducing my screen resolution to make it a bit friendlier on the screen share. And did you see what I dropped on Discord then in terms of possibilities for us to do today?
Okay, let me check it right now.
So it was basically maybe we could drop by this website called Drip Drops and another one called Tap Tools, where they give you things every epoch. A lot of projects go there, and it's like handovers, free handovers of things, handouts. I mean, right? When you have someone in the supermarket that's handing out flyers or something, it's a bit like that, the crypto version of that. So if we log into with our wallet to these, but these are on Mainnet. So I'm not sure if you want to do it yourselves, but I'm happy to, I've prepared a wallet where I can demo this. And if you want to do it asynchronously, that's fine too. I just find it interesting because it's a way of getting to know new projects. And also a bit the same thing that we did with the Game Changer airdrop, where that was on Testnet. Well, actually, maybe that one's on Mainnet too. Yeah, it's allowing you to start to get to know different projects. Another thing I put in the menu here is there's this app by actually a friend of mine who's based in Lisbon, and it's called Cardano Beam. It's an interesting app because although it's not as playful, as gamified, but it's almost like Pokemon Go, where you can connect to the app and you can say, I have this 10 ADA that I want to, instead of send it to someone, I'm going to send it to a GPS coordinate. And when someone gets to this GPS coordinate, they can fetch this little balance. This guy is, like I said, he's based in Lisbon. We had a drink on Vasil. We organized the Vasil Go Live drink in Lisbon. And he's saying that he's actually going to be cycling all the way from Lisbon to the south of Portugal, to Algarve, because it's literally, I'm actually going to make a tweet about this because you create an app where you can lock ADA in a GPS coordinate. You send your own ADA to those coordinates, and then you cycle there to retrieve it. So it's a bit weird, but he's proving his point. He's making his app useful, and maybe it's going to be interesting going forward. So in terms of our Miro, it's a bit juggled up. I think someone was here. I'm sure. This Peter James character, remember? Nishan, probably he was here last night, and he probably did some drag of the whole board. So I'm going to have to fix it up a bit because we don't have a paid account in Miro, so we don't have versions. So the first thing I wanted to ask is, when you're editing this, keep in mind that you don't have a version history, so zoom out often. And if you think that you twisted something, just please Control Z your way back from that and redo whatever is the meaningful change. So that you can see it's a bit, maybe he scaled or he added a column or something, but it's fine. It's like, as long as we have the post-its there, we should be okay to continue to use it. Another thing that I continued to change on my process that I went back to today was this notes of, topics of what we can do as well, because both things have their pros and cons. So first topic I had noted here, I just mentioned it. Also this thing, so I don't forget, could be useful. Sorry, this is another Miro board that I'm working on. So because we have this one, which is starting to be a bit more elaborate, the Catalyst one, where we had the ideation phase, the research phase, then we started having some complexity here of post-its. I'm a very visual person, and this is to do even with organizing information, organizing concepts. I don't know if I've mentioned, but my position in corporate IT work is technical business analyst. So you need to structure information even from this type of point of view. And so what I felt the need to was to sort of color code this so that we know these are things that we can take a look at asynchronously. This is something that's maybe overdue. These are something that we can take action on, and these ones are ready to work on. So just because of the color, I can now read it as fast as I did. And so here we need to prepare some content for these, or we need to follow these links. And just to illustrate what I'm talking about, I don't want to be very, very strict on processes here, but it's just to say that I drafted this little thing, which is almost like a status workflow, where these two would be more for the main column on the side. So these are like sections of things and sections that we've covered. So we create a post that maybe we want to color it like this, and when it's done and passed and we want to park it, we can change its color to this. Is this making sense? So that would be mostly on the ideas column. Okay, but then for all the action items that we have here that begin with a draft and then progress as something that we've taken looks into and we may want to take more looks into, then here I would suggest this type of color coding, where this is something that we can take on and research and prepare to share content. If you've prepared content, maybe you want to erase the content and change it to be a yellow one where it's ready to go over on a call. And ideally, after we go over on a call, we can park it as done, and that would be green. If it gets a bit more complicated, for example, if something like this becomes overdue or it's time relevant, we may want to color it red instead of orange. When the red one is done or prepared, for example, we can transition it to here, or maybe it can transition from here straight to done. I'm not going to put in all the lines there, but it's really just, yeah. Another thing, I created this color here, which could be if we're started taking a look at and we can continue, it's an ongoing exploration that we can pick up. So it's between this color and that color, we have this one. And as a side thing, if something even comes from here to being something that you may want to explore further asynchronously, we could assign this color. And that's how we have these ones there in green. So it's sort of like a visual communication thing, where I would just, when you're color coding your post-its, I maybe suggest you to even duplicate it if it's more practical, and keep a window on the side, or take a screenshot of that type of legend of the statuses, and you can keep it on the side for reference. Yeah, this is not a practical part. This is not a practical solution. Maybe taking a print screen would be more practical, and you could keep this on the side of your screen for reference as you're creating post-its on the main board. Okay, yeah, it's really weird. It's sort of overcomplicating it, I understand, but like I said, it's going to the visual communication there. And as a side note, this is articulating with something that I worked on a lot, which is business process management. So in big organizations, you have processes that go through these types of statuses. And one day, if you're working on very structured processes, this type of way of thinking may be useful to you. Okay, so it's just this topic there. Now, following up from last session, I even didn't publish that video. I've been, on a sick leave and all that, so I'm sorry. I'm really letting things offset a bit. So I need to publish last week's video. I couldn't really follow up on researching that, but we can also, just fragment our topics and continue circling back to it. Is there anything you want to bring and add to this to today to start, for example, the session? From last session, anything you want to share? Loose ends? No? Okay. Lucy?
No.
No? Okay. So let's play a bit with the mainnet on my side. I'm not really going to ask you to share your screen for security reasons and etc. Yeah, so even myself, I have this personal browser, as you know, where I have all my wallets. I have 4 or more wallets with some significant funds. But what I did was I got my seed phrases from my main entity, and I imported it here as with just one specific wallet that I want to use for today's demo. So for now, I'm still on my non-technical wallet because I'm on pre-production. But as you understand, if I toggle this to mainnet, what I did was I came to my mainnet version inside this entity, and I imported what I call my Sky Nami wallet, which is mainnet 1. I even had to fund it with additional 300 ADA. So if I go to my transactions, I just got 300 ADA from another wallet that I have. And now I have a mainnet wallet with 375. I have a few other tokens in there already. So I have some gimbals that James from Gimbalabs gave me for helping on the course. This is a token that Gimbalabs created for me to be able to authenticate as well. And this is some Meld, which is a project that I wanted to buy a bit. This is an NFT, which is a bit sporty, artistic thing. And out of curiosity, I'm going to share this artist here, which is on CNFT. And as you can see, he sometimes uses more human elements. Other times it's more abstract. It's very posterized. He says he uses a bit of artificial intelligence to generate or to transform these images. And yeah, we've explored a bit the NFT scene, I think. The interesting thing here is that, as you can see, the floor keeps rising. So the cheapest ones, I bought that one for 40 ADA. Apparently his floor is now on 55, and the listed ones here are a bit higher. And then there's always these crazy people that buy it for 50, but say they're only available to sell it for 5,000. So they're just letting it sit in the market for some reason. So I just wanted to use this type of segue, as they say, to show you a bit, since we're on mainnet, since I have my eternal on mainnet, what I'm going to do to connect this one to that website, just as an experiment, is click here. If I had several wallets on this list, I would see the green dot only on the one that I've just connected. So this is telling me that this wallet is available to be used on the web. You see the little globe there. So now if I come to this side and I say I want to link my Eternal wallet, I've been sandboxing this a bit. So if I hadn't done that little plug button, the first thing was that Eternal was going to tell me to come here and plug it in. But because I have already done that, what is happening here is an interesting request to sign something where it's not actually a transaction. It's really just a welcome message from the cnft.io website. They're asking me to say, okay, if you're connecting your wallet, we see that your wallet is connected, but can you please sign this secret message just so we know that you have the spending password for this address. So when I'm not sending the password, I'm just signing this message to prove that not only can I connect the wallet, but I can sign things for it. So this is a more custom password that I have. And I signed that message there. If it was a transaction, as you remember, one of the things I pointed out why it's important that we are fluent with a wallet. This would be a pop-up where I'm signing a transaction. As you can see, it says transaction preview. It says all the UTxOs that are going in and out, the ADA bubbles of balance. So that's not what was just shown to me. That this is a transaction, and what the website just asked me was just to sign a message. And now inside the website, I can see I have 4 NFTs and this much ADA. If I click it, I'm not really very skilled, experimented on this website, but let's see. So there's this one that I could sell if I wanted. And yeah, inventory and things are always very a bit random, I would say, because as you can see here, I don't think I have 4 NFTs. I just have 1 NFT, and I have this thing, this token that Gimbalabs created, which is a 1 of 1. I'm not sure if that's what they are considering to be an NFT. But anyway, let's move on. Just to say that as we've demoed on previous website, if I wanted, I could come to this here and now and sell the asset, make my price, and there would be a service fee and a royalty that would go to the author. So if I was one of those crazy people that says I'm only selling this for 1,000 ADA, the website would take 25 and the author would take this when that sell comes through. So I would just be putting my NFT here to be listed, and I would send it to the website to be listed there, pending for someone either to buy it and the royalty goes to the author, the service fee goes somewhere, or I can possibly, I think I can revoke that listing and get it back to myself. Okay, so any questions so far? Have you ever done this? Have you ever really played a bit with NFTs?
Yes, but not on Cardano.
Okay, well, encourage you just to start. There's these channels that I keep sharing somewhere. J Crypto. I think I dropped this on our Discord the other day once. No, super. Dropped it here. So yeah, Twitter and YouTube. There's a lot of things that no, I need to drop them in there. So another action note for myself. Share links for CNFT YouTubers. Okay. So yeah, so just to say that there is a booming NFT scene in Cardano. I don't want to advise any investments, but it's just just as a play thing. If you put 20 ADA to buy something or 40 ADA like I did here, it's literally the only NFT I have, as you can see. Okay, so we played a bit with the app on Mainnet, and I'm going to close it. And now if we go back to our menu for today, there are these ones that I wanted to demo. I'm actually going to go with Tap Tools first because I used a previous iteration of it. It has been completely released a new version, so I think this is version 2. And I haven't come here for a long time, so it's changed a lot. But if I remember correctly, I'm going to connect my wallet, give it my Eternal. So here, for example, it's a different type of connection where it's just allowing me to connect. For now, it's not asking me to sign any message, not transaction or message or anything. So I just connected it. You can see it's interesting that on where my Eternal tells me that I have 300 ADA, which is correct, but I also have this 600 meld here, 700 meld almost, and Tap Tools is already telling me that the valuation of my wallet is this much. So it's already a bit more interesting where it's valuing my, let's go there. Where can I see my portfolio? This is something that I've been meaning to explore. Oh, for portfolio, I need to do this. I'm not going to do it for now. But yeah, long story short, it's the reason why it's a larger value than my ADA holding is because it's probably doing evaluation of my meld, and Gimbals don't have value for now, but maybe the NFT even is being included there. Something that we can take a look at in next session. Tap Tools as a portfolio management tool. Okay, noted. I'm going to make a post-it out of it and put it on the Miro later. Now, what I wanted to do today was the claim functionality. And here, okay, I'm going to have this trouble there. So this one says I must delegate at least 100 ADA. And because I just transferred the 300, maybe this is not going to work. Apparently, it's not going to work. So maybe we can need to leave this one for next week. But as you can see here, we have a number of tokens that we can pick from. And I'm still going to have this problem there. Claim, distributed quantity. Sorry. I would need to use another address, another wallet. Let's take a look at the other one. Drip drops. I think there was someone replying on Discord that drip drops also has a minimum value that you need to be delegating. So probably we're going to have the same trouble. Okay. Here it's telling me to enter my wallet stake address or ADA handle. So NAMI is one that actually I don't think I've done it here. If I go to receive, yeah, I'm going to switch it to single address mode because, as you know, it gets a lot complicated, more complicated if we're using it in multiple addresses. I'm just going to take a look at my UTxOs for now. So I just have 3 UTxOs in one address. Is this clear to everyone? So I have three transactions that I received, but because I've been using this wallet as a single address, all my UTxOs are in the same address. So I'm okay with coming here, switching it to single address mode. There we go. And now if I want to get my address to declare on drip drops, I can come there. And it's going to say, I'm going to click check my drops, saying I'm currently delegating to Gimbalabs. And I'm not sure how this works. At least I'm not having any red messages so far, so that's good. And let's see if I can fill my bags with this. How does this work? Are you familiar with any of this? Any of these projects? These are really, really small projects, and they're offering sometimes very large. Or there's Gimbalabs there. Let's try to get this. Good. Okay, so I'm just going to select a handful of them and see if this goes through. One thing that I've done, actually, like I said, I've done this like months back when we had a different version of Tap Tools, and that's why I've even demoed to you on my other Eternal that I have some of them on another wallet, and I recognize 6 City. So I'm going to try to get a bit of this. I don't know exactly if I have limits or anything. Gonna get some pina colada, pudgy cats, and I'm just gonna keep pushing until it tells me that I'm out of limit or something. Could it be? It was 60 here. Is it 60 that I can
I
pick?
think at the top it says you can select 10 tokens. So like
Okay.
right below.
Oh, okay, got it. Thanks. Okay, so I have a number of them already. Just going to continue to randomly get some bison I have. Drip is probably the Drip Drops own token that they're offering. And what else? Everything is new. There's an event producer in Portugal called Everything is New. Nido, I think it's a music project as well. And I'm not sure if these are all fungible tokens or non-fungible tokens. So this appears to be one non-fungible token as well. Did I go over 10 already? I'm just going to push it. It should limit me, no? Probably I'm going to get really disappointed when, yeah, there you go. I've selected 16. Okay, so let's start cutting it back a bit. Is this something that you think you're going to do as well, or how is it looking?
This
I'm
looks,
gonna try it for fun.
it's like
Yeah.
interesting.
This is probably going to cost me like 40 cents of ADA or something. So I think that was my experience from previously. How many do I have? I have 13. I need to take 3 out. I want this one. This one. Yeah. It's weird because it's literally peanuts and you start getting picky on it. I'm not giving up my gimbals. What can I give up now? I have one of these, so I'm gonna untick that one. I think I'm still 1 over, yeah. So for example, the Nido one, I think it's NFT, a music NFT. So it's really interesting when you actually get it back into your wallet, you can listen to the music that was offered to you. Okay, I have 10. Let's see if I don't get disappointed now. So total value approximately 23 cents of ADA, which is 9 cents of dollar. And let's see, I've never done it on Drip Drops. I've only done it with the other one. Okay, now this is in terms of like the whole service is not very busy currently, and says it's awaiting payment at this address, and Zoom is only for 10 minutes more as well. So I'm going to copy the address, and it's telling me complete your withdrawal process by sending 5 ADA to the above address. You have 5 hours to send the payment. Please only send 5 ADA. So this is, it's starting to get a bit like not dangerous, obviously, because I know the guy that makes this website. And so these are the two lead websites in Cardano, but it's when you start reading this thing of send money to this address, you need to be very careful if you're not in a website that you know is serious. So I'm going to trust that website. I got the address from there. I'm going to do next. I'm going to send exactly 5 ADA, which is going to have a fee of 17 cents. And I'm going to put in my spending password, which is a complex password that I only know by memory. It's not written anywhere because I'm on Mainnet. And sign. Okay. Pending transaction. So as you know, the signature was put on the draft that I did locally. Now it's being submitted to the blockchain. And for a while, it's going to say here that it's still pending. Hopefully, this could take only a few minutes. But what happens on this side now is that this website keeps updating itself until they see they got the 5 ADA. And the reason why it's 5 ADA and not exactly just the 40 or the 20 cents that I'm going to pay is because, as we saw sometimes, the UTxO needs to have a certain amount of ADA. And there maybe are smart contracts involved as well. So there's a notion of a collateral as well sometimes, maybe not in this specific case, but this is just to say that sometimes we need to do this thing of send me 20 ADA, get back your change after the whole process is done because of these technical things. So now the funds are on chain, so it's not on my pending, but it's already showing me on the history as well. It's a low confirmation for now. And another thing interesting that Eternal did for me is it's a good thing that I enabled the address to be working in the wallet to be working in single address, because you can see I sent it from my address, which had, I actually am spending the UTxO I got this morning, where I had exactly 300 ADA, but it's spending that UTxO. And because it's a big amount to some extent, it's doing my change fragmentation. So it's splitting it into smaller bubbles of balance, so that when you need to spend this, it's not a huge chunk of ADA. And now if I go to my UTxOs, I'm going to see it fragmented these 300 into these little bubbles, but they're all in the same address. So now I had one UTxO, I sent the 5 ADA to drip drops, and I got these 4 UTxOs. So if I come to my account, UTxO list, you see 6. So there's the ones I had where I had my NFT and everything, and there's sorry, my NFT is there, and this one there, and now I have these other ones, which is the fragmentation I'm just talking about. There's also this specific one, which is 5, which is something I don't think I introduced to you before, but it has to do with the collateral UTxO. So maybe we can take a look at it, but we have a minute now. What needs to be done for some specific dApps is that when we're using smart contracts, you may need to come here and say, I want to enable collateral. So it's not a big thing. It's just that little UTxO I had there, especially in this Eternal, because I imported it today. When you import the seed phrase into a new environment, a new profile, you're not importing all the settings that you had on the previous one. So after importing, I had to come here and toggle it to be single address mode. And I had to toggle it now to be able to use those 5 ADA UTxO as collateral. So this is, like I said, a technical thing where sometimes you need to have it for smart contracts. Okay. You also see this in Nami, I think, somewhere, but I'm not that skilled. To be honest, I'm very as you know, focusing on Eternal only. Even now, my niece is 16 tomorrow. I'm offering her Cardano seed phrase. So I have the card here. I'm literally just going to put in a Bitcoin seed phrase and a Cardano seed phrase, and that's my gift to her with some tokens in there. Yeah, and still for her, I'm going to use Eternal. Even on mobile, it's still the best wallet I can find for now. We are looking for Lace as well. You know, Lace is going to be done by IOG. We have lace.io, and I even signed up. I dropped it on our Discord, where this wallet is probably going to be one of the best when it comes out because it has so many different things. But we just need to continue waiting for it. Okay, so this is looking good. It says it might take a bit, but yeah, I think we have the detail here of everything I'm getting. The payment was this. It's going to be returned this. The total cost, it was not the 20 cents. I need to take a look at what. There's a processing fee or something. I don't know what this is. So I'm learning a bit. Turns out maybe I spent 2 ADA instead of just 20 cents. Yeah, I'm going to publish the video if you want to pause it and take a look with more attention or detail. But I think I still encourage you to try it. Let's just take a look in the last few minutes we have. See if I'm getting my things back. There we go. So it worked. Now, Eternal is going to take a second to get me all the icons for these. And you see there, I got these two things, which are, let's see, if I click on it, this is just the music. This guy makes like tons and tons of music things. And you see here the on-chain file. I think we did this once already, right? Where we can see the music, and let me just stop sharing to reshare with sound. Meanwhile, it's very loud in my ears. I'm just gonna, how much time? We have 2 minutes. Okay. Okay. Share screen, share sound, share desktop too. There we go. So I just bought a music track, and that was that one. Let's see what this one is. It's also an audio file, it says there, MP3. It's getting this from a blockchain of files. So it's a permanent perpetual file that was hosted there. Sorry if it's too loud. Yeah, it's probably not going to be in MTV Music Awards, but it's like interesting. And you have some tokens now that you can play and share with friends. So we must be really running out of time. Yeah. Any thoughts? Any ideas? It's cool. Lucy just says, cool. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Cool. I'm happy to share this experience with you.
Yes. And I also like during the free time, we'll definitely check out Cardano Beam as well, because I find the concept really, really cool.
So yeah, I'm gonna make a note of that too and drop it on the Miro board, and we can continue these sessions, continue to experiment. If you do something during your week and want to jump on the next session and say, okay, I did this, I want to present it, feel free, obviously. Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much. See you next week.
Thank
Bye.
Thank you. See ya. Bye-bye.
Ciao.
Bye.
Bye.